Good evening, baseball fans. Welcome to beautiful Ironman Field here in Miramichi, New Brunswick for Game 3 of the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League Semi-Final between your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen and the visiting Fredericton Royals, who have a 2-0 lead in the series as the big red machine looks to right the ship and get back on track here in this best-of-7, and they're going to turn to the big lefty, the gutsy fours, Nick Leggett, who will get the start in this one for the Ironman. The lineup he's going to be facing tonight from the Royals: Adam Esty, the shortstop, leads off. Dan Bertrand, the center fielder's batting second. Colby Lyle, the second baseman, batting third. Jordan McDonald, the first baseman, batting fifth. Josh Dennis is the designated hitter tonight. What a series he has had so far. He's going to hit fifth tonight. Matt Munn, the left fielder, batting seventh. Nick Hoyt, the catcher, batting seventh. Shane Sullivan checks in at third base tonight and is going to bat eighth. And Jack Ryan, the right fielder, in the 9 spot. Again, they are going to face the big lefty, Nick Leggett. Made 3 appearances in the regular season through 12 innings, was 1-1 with a 1.17 ERA. Allowed only 13 hits in those 12 innings. And again, this is an absolute must-win game if you're the Chatham Ironmen. Second game in 3 nights, coming off of a loss in Fredericton last night, 9-3. As the Royals have taken a stranglehold of the series here. Game 3 tonight, and then a quick turnaround for Game 4 tomorrow night. So a pivotal 24 hours. We also have Game 3 starting at 8 p.m. tonight in Charlottetown between the Moncton Fisher Cats and the Charlottetown Islanders. That series knotted at 1 after a big victory by the Fisher Cats on home soil last night. So we will have updates for that game as the evening goes along here again. Half-hour head start here in New Brunswick. Not sure if PEI is observing the Newfoundland time this week, but we got a half-hour jump here, and stepping in is going to be Adam Esty. Esty in the series is 3 for 9 so far. And again, if you're the Ironman, the key here, keeping Esty off base. And that is a first pitch swinging, 2 bouncer out to Charlie Mollison, and just like that, 1 pitch, 1 out. Adam Esty is retired 4-3. The defense for the Ironmen tonight around the outfield, left to right, Jake Cook, Mike McKay. And in right field, Tyrell Hiberius has started tonight, third to first. In the infield, Tyler McKay's over at third, Dylan Lester at short, Charlie Mollison at second. Logan Walsh gets the start at first base with Leggett on the mound. And Jeff Watkin is behind the plate. Bertrand's going to step in here. And that is on the inside corner for strike 1. All out-of-town crew here on the umpire duties tonight. Luke Obey behind the plate, Craig Hope down the third base line, and Mike Richards down the first base line. That is a hit down the first base line. Logan Walsh with a great play. Flips it to Leggett, but the little throw behind him. And Leggett unable to come up with it. We'll see what the guys downstairs score that. Walsh made a great play to get to the ball, but then the throw over to the covering Leggett was behind him. He reached back, got a glove on it, unable to hang on to it, and the official scorers have marked that an error, and I'm going to assume that's going to be E3. So Bertrand's going to be over at first base, and Colby Lyle's going to step in here. Lyle 1 for 7 in the series with a walk. And we're hearing in the chat that PEI Moncton game is canceled. Maybe I should do my homework, but good to know. So we got the only game in the league tonight right here. So Lyle is in. First pitch is a ball. Here comes the 1-0, and that is in the dirt. Watkin with the block. No movement over at first. So the count to Lyle here is 2-0. So again, Leggett, not a whole lot of action in the regular season. That is a grounder to short. Mollison goes to second for 1. Lester with the turn. Over to first. A tiny little 4-6-3 double play. So just like that, the error is erased, and we've got a little bit of chirping out here at second base. I don't think Lester was happy with how Bertrand came into second base, and they're going to have words. And I'll tell you, the emotions are high here early. But either way, it's a 4-6-3 double play. Just like that, it's 3 up, 3 down in the top of the first, and we're going to go to the bottom of the first and have the big red machine come into the plate. We'll have the lineups and the starting pitchers in just a moment. So let's take a look at the lineup that Royal starting pitcher Zach O'Hara is going to face here tonight. Mike McKay, the center fielder, is leading off. Dylan Lester, the shortstop, batting second. Jeff Watkin, the catcher, batting third. Nick Leggett's going to hit for himself in the cleanup hole. Jake Cook, the left fielder, is batting fifth. Logan Walsh, the first baseman, batting sixth. Tyler McKay, the third baseman, batting seventh. Tyrell Hebert, who had a home run in Fredericton last night, is going to bat eighth tonight. And Charlie Mollison, the second baseman, rounds it out. Again, they are going to be facing Zach O'Hara, who is going to check in for his first appearance of the series. In the regular season for the Royals, he appeared in 6 games, 15 and a third innings, was 0-4 with a 7.30 ERA. The defense for the Royals in the outfield from left to right, Munn, Bertrand, and Ryan. The infield left to right, Sullivan, Esty, Lyle, and McDonald are at first, and Nick Hoyt doing the catching duties tonight. If you're the Ironmen, you got to jump out to an early lead here. You're down 2-0. You've given up 18 runs, 16 runs in the series, and the bats have been uncharacteristically quiet. And I can tell you the tone in the Royals that's in the dirt for ball one. And I can tell you the tone in the Ironman dugout to start the game here is intense. Everybody up on the edge of the dugout, everybody in the game. So, and that's outside for a ball. It's 2-0. And again, we talked about it here in game one. One of the keys to the series for the Royals was not giving up walks. The Ironmen led the league in that in the regular season. And that's in there for strike one. Game one starter Colby Lyle and game two starter Josh Dennis did a fantastic job of limiting free base runners. And that is in there for strike two. And McKay didn't like that one as the curveball came back in over the inside corner, according to home plate umpire Luke Obey. And it's 2-2. And that is fouled off at home plate, so we're going to keep it 2-2. Again, this is a must-win game if you're the Ironmen, and you would love nothing more than to put up a crooked number here in the bottom of the first after that momentum-building double play to end the top of the first. And that is fouled back. So McKay already 6 pitches deep in the first at-bat of the game here. Again, the Royals traveling light tonight as well. Only a couple of guys who are non-coaches on the bench. And that is in the dirt, and that's going to run it full. And they are primarily pitchers. Isaac Edwards, who is a relief specialist, and Matt McGregor, who doesn't have an at-bat in the regular season either. And that is a grounder to short. On the 8th pitch, SD, it boots it, and that's going to be an error. So McKay, after an 8-pitch at-bat, reaches on an E6, and just like that, the most dangerous Ironman base runner is over at first base. So now we have a flip-flop in the lineup here tonight between Lester and Watkin. Back to a lineup configuration we saw Kevin Bowes deploy earlier in the season with Lester in the 2 and Watkin in the 3. In July, we had them flipped, and now tonight here in Game 3, we are back to the original Lester then Watkin. And that is down for a ball. A chilly, chilly evening here in not sure what and that is hit high and deep to left, but actually the wind's going to hold that up, and it's going to move around, and that's going to come in. Man, I thought off the bat that was going to be a long way out to left, but it is an F7, and that'll be out number 1. I let the dugout get to me there. But again, at first pitch tonight, 13 degrees Celsius. So we'll see if that plays in here. The overnight low expected to be 3 degrees. So we could be into the single digits here before this one's over. We'll see if that plays a factor. So with 1 out and 1 on, Jeff Watkins going to step in here. In the series so far, he is 1 for 4 with a home run. Has also walked, hit a sac fly, and has been hit by a pitch. Hit a home run in the bottom of the first here in Game 1 on Monday night. And he takes a mad hack at that one and swings through it for strike 1. He was looking to make it a 2-0 ball game there. So O'Hara now. We'll see what McKay gets up to over at first. Led the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League with 22 stolen bases in the regular season. I'm sure he's itching to get going over there. And they throw over, and they got him. And we're going to have we're going to have some disagreement here and Kevin, and tell you what, we don't see Kevin Bowes get heated. And again, you don't see Kevin Bowes get animated like that very often, and he was not happy that was not called a balk. Again, very difficult for us to see that way up here looking through the screen, but obviously there was a reason there, and that's called a ball. So the count now 1-1. So McKay is erased on the pickoff. It goes 1-3-6. McKay was tagged out by the shortstop, Esty. And that is inside. And that's going to be 2-1. So again, the intensity is high here early. And that is a hard ball in the left field, and that's going to be a base hit. A valiant effort by Sullivan, but unable to come up with it. So with 2 out now, the Ironmen have replaced that runner at first as Watkins got himself a single, and that's going to bring up the pitcher, Nick Leggett, with a chance to help himself out. Leggett's 1 for 7 in the series so far. Again, in the regular season, tied for the lead in the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League with 30 runs batted in with his teammate Dylan Lester. So high drama and tension here early. A double play in the top of the first. Some words exchanged between Bertrand and Lester after perhaps some contact out at second. And that is on the outside part of the plate for a strike. Some drama here in the bottom of the first on an alleged missed balk call. So all told here, we got 1 on and 2 out. 1 strike pitch to Leggett. And that is hit high to right field. That is a long run, but he's going to make the play out there is the right fielder, Ryan. And that's going to end it here in the first. So they get a couple on, 1 erased on the pickoff, and that's going to be the end of the first inning. So after 1, we got no score here at Ironman Field. Tonight's stream is sponsored by O'Donoghue's Irish Pub. We're happy to announce that starting September 30th, they'll be open for brunch from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. every Saturday and Sunday. What better place to grab brunch with friends than one of Miramichi's finest establishments? Now open on Mondays from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. in addition to their regular hours. For more information, make sure you check them out on Facebook. O'Donoghue's, welcome to your pub. So we go to the top of the second inning here. No score in the first. A little bit of drama and tension for both sides. And it's going to be McDonald here to lead it off, the first baseman for the Royals. McDonald's 2 for 6 in the series with an RBI. So again, top of the first for the Royals was a ground out to second, a reach on an error, and then a 4-6-3 to end it. That's popped out of play down the first baseline for strike 1. So 0-1's the count here. And that is a bounder to second. Mollison up with it on the big hop, and that's going to be a 4-3. So 4 batters for the Royals, 4 balls on the ground so far. And that's going to bring up Dennis. What a series Josh Dennis has had. He comes into this game. He only made plate appearances in game 1. He was 3 for 3 with 3 runs scored and a home run. And then last night, threw a very, very nice game against the Ironmen on Baseball Hill as they won game 2. That's outside for ball 1. Dennis kept the Ironman hitters off balance all night. Ended up finishing with 1 hit allowed over 6 innings and 11 strikeouts and a couple of walks. What a great performance for Dennis. So he's had a pretty good series on both ends of it so far. Looks like he has something going here. That's popped up in the infield. And that's going to fall in. So a pop-up in the infield falls just behind the pitcher. A long run for every infielder. Nobody gets there. So Dennis's good series continues as he's going to be on over at first now here with 1 out. And that's going to bring up the left fielder, Matt Munn. Munn, 1 for 4 in the series. He checked in late in game 1 after Thomas Hoyt was ejected. And then he got the start down in Fredericton last night where he went 1 for 3. And that is in the inside part of the plate for a strike. So the first ball hit in the air by a Royal is hit just behind the pitcher's mound. Falls into no man's land for a hit. That is hit back up the middle. Leggett's got it. He flips to Lester for 1. On to first, another double play. That time it's 1-6-3. Back-to-back innings, back-to-back inning-ending double plays. So just like that, after an inning and a half, it is Fredericton Royals 0 and your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 0. Coming up in the bottom of the second for the Ironmen will be Cook, Walsh, and McKay. We hope you guys are having a fantastic Thursday night wherever you're watching from, whether you're Ironman fans, Royals fans, or just a baseball fan in general. Wanted to take a quick minute here as we get towards the latter portion of the season and where hopefully it's not, but the potential is that tonight's our final stream. I just wanted to thank all of our viewers out there throughout all the summer, whether you were partaking in some of our Thursday night O'Donoghue's Ironman baseball shows or couple of our Saturday doubleheaders. Want to thank you guys so much for supporting the stream here for the 2023 season as we go to the bottom of the second inning in a no-score game. And again, it's going to be Jake Cook, the left fielder, leading it off here for the Ironmen. So Cook's going to jump in here. Cook's 0 for 6 at the plate in the series. Had an unfortunate error in the third inning of game 1, which allowed 3 unearned runs to score. Cook's going to try to get going on the right path here as he leads off the second inning. And here comes the first pitch from O'Hara. And that is bounded to short. And Esty has a hard time with it again, but this time he's able to pick it up and make the play. So Esty with a little bit of a hard time picking that one up as well. But again, able to make a quick recovery and use his strong arm across the diamond for the first out of the inning as Cook is retired 6-3. So now Logan Walsh is going to step in, the Ironman first baseman tonight. 1 for 3 in the series so far. A couple of walks in there as well. What are we doing? So here we go. After a little music issue, we got the first pitch in there for a strike. And that one's in the dirt for a ball. So 1 ball, 1 strike here to Walsh. Tyler McKay in the on-deck circle here. And that one's in there for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So 1-2 now. And that is outside for a ball. Here comes the 2-2, and that is outside for a ball. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So here comes the 3-2. And that is inside, and Walsh is going to foul that off to keep it 3-2. So the count is still full here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. O'Hara with another one. And that is fouled back. Walsh keeps it alive here as he's going to go to pitch number 8. In this at-bat. A couple of good at-bats for the Ironmen early. Mike McKay had a 9-pitcher to lead off the game. That is a foul ball there on the third baseline. So he's going to go to a 9th pitch here. So the count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes here with 1 out in the bottom of the second. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3. So Walsh with a good at-bat, but he goes down on 9 pitches. First strikeout of the game for either side is the second out here of the second inning. So that's going to bring Tyler McKay to the plate now. McKay's 0 for 4 in the series, couple of walks, runs scored. And that is in there for strike 1. That's fouled back. That's going to quickly run the count 0-2 here as O'Hara tries to go 1-2-3 here in the second inning. So 0-2 here, 2 out, bottom of the second inning. No score. Both teams with a hit. Both teams have committed an error. O'Hara's got the sign. Here it comes. And that is inside for a ball. McKay shuffles out of the way of that one. Here comes the 1-2. And that is inside for a ball. Just inside as O'Hara tried to backdoor that slider. Missed his spot there as the catcher Hoyt was set up away. And there's a hard hit ball to left field. And Munn didn't get a great read on it, but able to adjust and self-correct and able to make the play. So the Ironmen go 1-2-3 here in the second. So we've got 2 innings in the books here at Ironman Field. It is your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 0 and the Fredericton Royals 0. Tonight's game is sponsored by our friends at O'Donoghue's Irish Pub. We'd like to send a big old welcome out to their new trained chef, Mateus, and we're hoping that you look forward to having him whip up some of your favorites. Now open Monday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Tuesdays and Wednesdays from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., and Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to midnight, and even open on Sundays. O'Donoghue's, welcome to your pub. So we go to the top of the third here. It's going to be 7-8-9 up for the Royals. Nick Hoyt here going to lead it off. And he's first pitch swinging, fouls that back for strike one. So again, Leggett being very economical with the pitches here early, has faced the minimum, a couple of double plays, has allowed a hit, allowed another guy to reach on an error by the first baseman, Logan Walsh. That's outside for a ball. Hoyt's 2 for 5 in the series so far with 3 RBIs, has a couple of walks here as well. Had a huge 2-run single here on Monday night. Pretty much to that same area where he just hit that one, except that one's going to tail and go foul. Yeah, had a huge 2-run single to right field to blow the game open for the Royals here on Monday night. Has done a pretty good job through 2 games as well, handling Lyle and Dennis. That's outside for a ball. It's going to even the count up now at 2-2. Thank you for the nice comments in the chat on both Facebook and YouTube. Greatly appreciate it. We're having a dandy time here. That's fouled back, so that'll keep the count at 2-2. And that is outside again, and Nick's having a little problems with that changeup. Seems to be just flying out of his hand a little early. That is 3 now in this at bat that have kind of gotten away from him. So now the count is full. And that is fouled away. So that'll keep the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. So again, it'll be affiliate Shane Sullivan on the on-deck circle, and that is down and in for ball 4. So Hoyt works a leadoff walk here, and he'll be the third base runner of the game for the Royals. First walk for either team. So that's going to bring Shane Sullivan to the dish here. This will be his first appearance of the series. He did check into a couple games for the Royals in the regular season, but did not record an official at bat. And there's a swing and a miss for strike one. We'll see if they go to maybe the small ball here. The Royals love moving their runners. They laid down a couple of great sacks here in game 1. They had a suicide squeeze attempt, successful in last night's ball game in Fredericton. Leggett now comes set, and that's a swing and a miss for strike 2. Watkin with a snap down to first, but Hoyt's back in safely. So quickly, it's 0-2 here now to Sullivan. This is a big part of the order here. Sullivan, who doesn't have a whole lot of experience batting at the senior level. And that's a swing and a miss for strike 3. So 3 pitches, and Sullivan is retired on strikes for out number 1. And now you have Jack Ryan coming to the plate. In 41 at-bats in the regular season, only 5 hits and a 122 average. So again, if you're Leggett, you really need to try to make it through the bottom of this order unscathed, because now you have Adam Esty and Dan Bertrand, the next 2 batters up. So back into the danger zone here if Ryan's able to do something and flip it over. Coach Cornell goes through his signs over there down at third base. First pitch was up for a ball, so Ryan finds himself in a 1-0 count. See maybe if he's trying to lay one down here. Leg it over to first. I think that was more or less just to see if Ryan made the move to sack, which he did not. So a little cat and mouse game here. And that one's a bunt right back to the pitcher's mound. There's nobody at second, so he'll have to go to first. So that's going to be a sack bunt. Ryan is retired 1-3. They would have had a play on Hoyt at second, but nobody was there. And again, on the wheel play, that should be a little bit of a different configuration there. But either way, an out is retired. So now with Esty up here, who's 0 for 1 with a ground out, the Royals have the first runner in scoring position of the game as Hoyt is now up to second base. That's high for a ball. So 1-0 is the count here. Hoyt going to be left to his own devices out there, and that's on the just inside for a ball. So now it's 2-0 to Esty here. So if you're Leggett here, you do have first base open. And another lefty hitter on deck in Bertrand. So we'll see how they choose to play it here. That's a curveball high and away, so now it's 3-0. Again, a lefty-heavy lineup for the Royals. Top 5 hitters in their order, all left-handed hitters. That is in the dirt for ball 4, so a 4-pitch walk to Esty. And it'll be 2 on with 2 out, and Bertrand, who reached on an error his first time. Grounder to short. Mollison up with it. And a flip over to first, and that's going to end the inning. So a couple runners on, but no damage as Leggett able to get out of it with a strikeout and a ground out. So as we go to the bottom of the third, 2.5 innings in the books here from Ironman Field. It is your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 0, the Fredericton Royals 0. I'd like to take a second to shout out our broadcast partner here, Elitecast Media, who have been able to bring you the sights and sounds of Ironman baseball all summer long. You can experience the thrill of the action with Elitecast Media. They're your premier destination for grassroots motorsports and baseball broadcasting. From roaring engines to cracking bats, they've got it all. Bring your events to your fans and be part of the action. Don't miss a beat. Choose Elitecast Media for your budget-friendly events. I can say on a personal level, it's been a pleasure to have them here to level up our broadcast all summer long. So big thanks to our friends at Elitecast. So we're going to go to the bottom of the third. It's going to be Hebert to lead it off here. So Tyrell, who again hit a home run last night, a pinch hit, 2-run home run at Royals Field, checks in for the start here tonight, and he bats here with no score in the bottom of the third. It'll be Tyrell, Hebert, Charlie Mollison, and then back to the top of the order for Mike McKay. First pitch from O'Hara, low and away for a ball. That one is down. So Hebert now quickly in a hitter's count here, 2-0. Takes a big swing at that one. He put all 6'7" of the frame into that one. Comes up empty, though. 2 balls and 1 strike now. That is in the dirt for a ball. It's 3-0. Or 3-1, sorry. And that is slashed down the right field line. That's going to be a long run, but he's going to get there. A nice run out there for Ryan. Again, Ryan, the defensive specialist. He showed it on that one, as that one was a slasher tailing away from him, and he was able to run it down. And that'll bring up Charlie Mawson as the scent of Pizza Delight Chatham Pizza starts flowing up to the press box here, which means if you happen to be in the park listening, pizza's at the canteen. I can tell you that for sure. Here comes the first pitch to the number 9 here, Mawson, and that's high for a ball. If you happen to hear me go silent for a minute or two, you'll be able to find me then at the canteen. So here comes the 1-0 now to Mawson. And that is in there for a strike. That's a boundary on the first baseline, and that's going to be foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So 1-2 now is the count here to Mawson with 1 out in the bottom of the third. O'Hara with the pitch, and there's a swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's going to be an out. So a strikeout, second strikeout for O'Hara. And that's going to be 2 out, and we're going to turn it back over to the top of the order here for Mike McKay. McKay reached on an error his first time up and then was picked off on a questionable move by O'Hara. And he's going to bat here with 2 out in the bottom of the third. And that's inside for a ball. And that's a swing and a miss. Evens count at 1 ball, 1 strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the count to McKay. Now at 2 out. And we're reset here. O'Hara with a long look in at the side point. He's got the one he wants, and here we go. And that is outside for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike now. If the inning continues, it would be the shortstop Dylan Lester, who's in the on-deck circle. But we're 2-1 here to McKay, and that is down and away for a ball. It's 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike now as McKay looks to work his way aboard. Infield shifted over to the pull side, and that's inside for ball 4. So McKay is going to reach for the second time, this time via the walk. As he'll improve, or will stick with the 0 for 1, reaching on an error. So now we're going to have a runner at first and 2 out here. And Lester's going to step in. Lester flew out to left field his first time on a towering fly ball that left fielder Matt Munn was able to corral. He bats here with 2 out and 1 on in the bottom of the third of a scoreless ball game. And O'Hara with the quick pitch. And that's going to catch the outside corner. A nice little first pitch from O'Hara there for a strike. Hard to do anything with that as a little tailing fastball right at the knees on the outside part of the plate. Good spot to live. And there's a big swing and a miss from Lester, is strike 2. Little slider there. So O'Hara quickly has Lester in a hole here, 0-2. And then McKay's going, but that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. So that's going to end the inning. So the Ironmen get a runner on via the walk, but that's as far as he gets. 3 complete innings in the books here from Ironman Field, and we've got no score as it's your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 0. And the Fredericton Royals 0. We're going to have a little pause here for an awards presentation. So we're going to have a little pause here as the league will be presenting a few of their awards. Mike McKay coming out to receive his All-Star Center Field Award. And we're going to have Jake Cook here receive his award as All-Star designated hitter as well. And no ceremony at field level for the Ironman would be complete without Brian Richard taking pictures. Jake's going to step in here and get his award. And again, the Ironman with a few more Ironman players with a few more pieces to add to the trophy case. Dylan Lester is going to come in now and receive his trophy for All-Star right-handed pitcher. And he'll also be awarded top batter, top ERA, and a tie for RBI champion. And strikeout champion as well. So hopefully Lester's got a big carry-on, be able to take all this hardware home after the season's over. So we're going to let you have a look at this as Lester receives several in a row here. And we're just going right through the Rolodex here. Mike McKay, we're stolen base leader. So we're going to pause here as they finish up the awards, and we'll be back with the top of the fourth inning. So the 2023 New Brunswick Senior Baseball League Awards Gala here at Ironman Field has come to a conclusion. Would like to take a second to shout out Brian Richard, who has 35 years of contribution to the league in various roles. For those of you who are fans of the Ironman Facebook page, he is the one who brings you all of the wonderful pictures you see. And we're in here to start the top of the fourth. It's Colby Lyle, who squares around to bunt and pulls it back away. So 1-0 is the count. And he squares around again. And that time he takes the first strike, evens the count at 1-1. So it's going to be Lyle, McDonald, and Dennis here in the Royals fourth. And that's on the outside part of the plate for strike two. The man standing at the plate right now, New Brunswick Senior Baseball League Most Valuable Player, Colby Lyle, who, if he was not honored last night in Fredericton, should be before the series is over. On his home soil, of course. Rightfully so. So after a little foul there, that keeps the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. So here it comes. And that is a liner to... Oh, Mawson just gets the glove on it, but not enough to knock it down. So that's going to be a base hit into right field for Colby Lyle. So Lyle pokes that one into right field for a base hit. So 1 on and nobody out here. And there's a square around, and that's going to be taken for a strike for strike 1. So 0-1 here now to McDonald. McDonald grounded out to second his first time. Bats here with a runner at first and nobody out. And that's bounded down the first baseline. Foul, so it's quickly 0-2. First base coach Isaac Edwards, man in duty over there, made a little botchery of that one as he threw the elbow pad down, booted the ball, and got a good chuckle out of some Ironman fans down the first baseline at the very least. So 0-2 is the count here. And there's going to be a throw over to first. Just keeping them honest. If I check my notes, Lyle did not have his stolen base in the regular season. And that is doinked into left field. Or not left field. It's going to be right at short. Lester picks that one up. As the commentator having a hard time reading the ball off the bat tonight. So that's a pop out to short for the first out of the inning here. So that'll bring up the man that nobody can get out, Josh Dennis. Had a single his first time up, his 4th hit of the series and 4 at-bats. He has had 5 plate appearances in the series so far. He has reached base all 5 times. So we'll see if that trend continues. The man who only gets on base. And that's in there for strike 1. 1 out and 1 on here. And we want to thank our own personal shout out to Brian Richard, who provides me with all the stats before every game. That's a grounder to second. And Mawson's just going to have a little bit of a hard time picking it up. I think he probably would have been only be able to get 1 there anyway. So Josh Dennis is retired for the first time in the series on a 4-3 ground out. Again, I was pretty sure Mawson was only going to get 1 either way as he not very hard to his left. So they get 1 at first, so now it's going to be 2 out and a runner at second, and here's Matt Munn, who hit into a 1-6-3 double play to end the second inning. And bats here with a runner in scoring position, and 2 out here in the 4th. And that is high and away for a ball. Is outside for a ball again, so 2-0. Hoyt, the catcher, is on deck here. Again, 2-0 with first base open, so we'll see what the plan of attack between Leggett and Watkin is here. And that is right down Broad Street for a strike. And that is just outside for a ball. It's going to be 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike here to Munn. 2 out top of the 4th inning. No score. Colby Lyle is the runner out at second. That is high for ball 4. So that is the second walk of the game for Leggett. And that's going to bring Hoyt to the plate, who walked his first time. So again, dangerous situation here. First and second with 2 out. Again, Hoyt's got 3 RBIs in the series so far. Shaping up like it could be one of those games where the team that scores first scores last. And that's fouled back for strike 1 as Hoyt was aggressive the first time at the plate, aggressive here the second time. Again, we hope you guys are having a fantastic Thursday wherever you're watching from. As we have O'Donoghue's Ironman Playoff Baseball, Game 3 of the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League Semi-Finals between your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen and the Fredericton Royals. Here comes the 0-1. That is outside for a ball. Again, a pivotal game here, the most important game of the season so far for the Ironmen. The swing game of Game 3. Do we go to Fredericton tomorrow night with the Royals up 2-1 or up 3-0? And that is a liner into right. Hebert with a run over, and he makes the play. So Leggett once again skirts the damage, lets a couple on, but he strands him there as he gets a fly out to right field. Halfway home here at Ironman Field. It is no score after 3.5 innings. Ironman would like to take a quick second and shout out one of our super fans, Sarah Langtang, who's going to be having a medical procedure tomorrow. We know you're going to crush it. We're all here wishing you were at the ballpark. We'll see you back here soon. So from all of us at the Ironman broadcast, we're wishing you the best of luck. So Jeff Watkins steps in here to lead off the bottom of the fourth for the Ironmen. And he takes the first pitch down for a ball as I try to catch my breath from running back upstairs from getting a slice of pizza. So 1-0 is the count here to Watkin. It'll be Watkin, Leggett, and Cook. And that's outside for a ball, 2-0. So 2-0 here to Watkin now. And that is nowhere close. 3-0. So 3 balls, no strikes here to the leadoff hitter in the bottom of the fourth, Jeff Watkin. No score in the ball game. And Watkin takes a big swing at that one, 3-0. I don't think it's going to be room, and it won't be any room, so that's a foul ball. Run it to 3-1. So 3-1 is the count here. You'll have to excuse me as I try to drive a slice of pizza into me between pitches. 3-1 here to Watkin. We never portrayed that we were professional, folks. I give you all the behind-the-scenes live coverage, raw coverage of the Ironman broadcast here. As I ran from the third floor to the end of the canteen to get a slice of pizza, made it back just in time for the first pitch of the inning. The things we do to bring you entertainment. Hope you guys are having a great Thursday. We have a heck of a ball game going here. Full count now to Watkin here to lead off the bottom of the fourth. And that is foul back. Watkin able to get a piece of that one. So still a full count here as Watkins going to see a 7th pitch of this at bat. And that is a number back to the pitcher's mound, a little bit of a spinner. O'Hara up with it, and he makes the play. So Watkins with a good at bat, but not a great result as he's out 1-3. Caught one off the end of the bat there. So that'll bring up the pitcher, Nick Leggett, who flew out to right field his first time to end the top of the first inning. So here comes the first pitch to Leggett. Is O'Hara with a long look in here for the right side. And that is down and away for ball 1. Again, the 4th game of this series will go in Fredericton tomorrow night, 7:30 start. That's a big swing by Leggett right through it to even the count at 1-1. Only 3 hits in the ball game so far, 2 by the Royals, 1 by the Ironmen. The Ironmen's lone hit was a Jeff Watkins single. That is in the dirt for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here comes the 2-1 now. That is high and tight for a ball, and that's going to be 3-1. O'Hara has had several 3-ball counts. McKay early in the game. Logan Walsh had a big at-bat. Watkins too, but he's been able to get around them, all of them. And that's in there for strike 2. Low on the inside part of the plate. Anytime O'Hara's gone to 3 balls, again, we go back to that key, no free passes. And there's a foul back, so that'll keep it full. And again, Leggett's going to take it to 7 pitches in this at-bat at the minimum. Ironmen had 1 walk in the game. It was Mike McKay in the 3rd inning. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3. So O'Hara again goes to 3 balls and gets out of it. Ironmen just unable to make him pay when they're getting into hitters counts. So now there's 2 out, nobody on, and Jake Cook's going to step in and ground out to shortstop as last time. Here comes the first pitch to Cook, and that is down for a ball. So 2 out here in the bottom of the 4th. And that is a hard hit ball to short, but Esty is going to make that play. So the Ironmen go 3 up, 3 down, as O'Hara has now retired 4 in a row and 9 of his last 10. So we go 4 innings in the books here. And it is no score as we go to the 5th here on O'Donoghue's Ironman Playoff Baseball. So we go to the top of the 5th inning here of a scoreless ball game. It's going to be 8-9-1 here for the Royals, as Shane Sullivan, who struck out his first time, steps in, the only strikeout victim of Nick Leggett's up to this point in the ball game. That one's fouled back for strike 1. Leggett has allowed a couple hits, has 3 walks, I believe. Couple of walks. Couple hits, couple walks. And that is a liner into center, and that's going to be a base hit. So Shane Sullivan leads off the inning with a line drive single to center field. And again, we talked about it back on Monday. The Royals getting production from the bottom of their order. As we saw Josh Dennis check in as a pinch hitter in the 8-hole, have 3 hits. O'Hara did a great job getting a couple of bunts down, and I would bet my hat that Jack Ryan's going to be laying down a sack bunt right here. Try to move that runner up to second. And sure enough, it is. And that's down the first baseline. Leg it up with it, and he's going to make the play over at first. So that's going to be 1-3 on the sack. Somebody owes me a new hat out there in broadcast land. So runner at second and 1 out, and back to the top of the order. Textbook baseball there from the bottom of the Royals order again here tonight. Get a guy on, move a guy up, and let's see if Esty and Bertrand can do the job. Esty's 0 for 1 in the game, has a walk and a ground out. That is in the dirt. Nice block there by Watkin to keep it in front. So 1-0 here to Esty. Tyler McKay still creeping in a little bit at third, just in case, not taking anything away. That is outside for a ball. Esty, a very speedy individual, had 19 steals in the regular season, always among the top leaders. So if he thinks he might be able to get one down and beat it out. And that is on the outside part of the plate. Throw down to second from Watkin, but Sullivan back. So that was a called strike. So runs the count to 2 balls and 1 strike to Esty now. So 2-1, 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. Sullivan, who reached on a single and was advanced to second on a Jack Ryan sack bunt. Like it's going to step off here. Didn't like the sign. Long look back. Here comes the pitch. That is hit hard to second. Mawson goes to third. What a heads-up play. Charlie Mawson. So what a heads-up play there as Charlie cuts the runner down at third. Again, that ball took Mawson towards his right, so he was moving towards third, so that's going to be a fielder's choice. And Sullivan is erased at third. Again, Sullivan doing the textbook thing there. Ball's hit to the right side, you move up to third. But Mawson, who was moving to his right on the hit, and it was a hard hit ball by Esty. Mawson fields it on a hop. And he threw Sullivan out by at a good 8 feet at third base. So 2 out now, and Esty's over at first. Now the concern is how quickly Esty tries to get back out to second. Leggett's going to step off here. He's already thrown over once. You have to assume and then another little snap throw over there. As Leggett with the lefty advantage here, does the back foot step off. Also has a pretty decent move over there as well. As you have to imagine Esty wants to get going here. Not going on the first pitch. That ball is hit into left field, and that's going to be towards the gap. Cook is going to be up with it and is going to bring it in towards second base. So Esty will go first to third. Again, there was danger there that ball was going to scoot past Cook all the way to the wall. Able to stay in front, Cook able to get it back in. But again, the speedy Esty able to take first to third as he was going on contact with 2 outs. So now, and we're going to get a times called here, and we're going to have Kevin Bowes coming out to the mound. The Ironmen have not had anybody warming up in the bullpen. So we'll see what the plan is here. Maybe this is just a strategy conversation. Again, high drama moment in this game. Runners at the corners with 2 out here, and Colby Lyle at the plate. Who, again, Lyle known very much for his pitching, but he won the MVP also in part due to his hitting. 426 in the regular season, 18 RBIs. So Leggett's going to stay in here. So obviously, again, that was more likely a conversation to talk strategy with runners on first and third, which is exactly what we have. First and third here with 2 outs and Colby Lyle. A critical moment in the ball game here. And the first pitch, that is outside for a ball. Here comes the 1-0. And that is right there for a strike. Some disagreement with that one from the Royals dugout, who thought that might have been down. In fact, the guys running the scoreboard thought it was down because they have 2-0, but it's 1-1. And that is fouled right back here. Holy jeez. So that's going to run it now to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, it's 1 and 2. Yeah, they fixed it. 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Lyle. 2 out, runners at the corners. Big pitch here. Let's strap in for one. Leggett's got the sign. He comes set. That is on the outside part of the plate. Called. Strike 3. Lyle goes down, and the inning is over. The Royals strand runners on the corners as Leggett's second strikeout of the game is a huge one. So after 4.5, we are still in a scoreless ball game. And looking ahead to the bottom of the 5th, it's going to be Logan Walsh, Tyler McKay, and Tyrell Hebert as your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen look to get on the board. So we go to the bottom of the 5th here for the Ironmen, as Logan Walsh is going to step in, struck out his first time. O'Hara has pitched very, very well up until this point. And there's a dandy little fastball up and tight to Walsh as he swings through it for strike 1. O'Hara has allowed only the 1 hit, which was a Jeff Watkins single. And that one's in the dirt for a ball. Again, O'Hara has allowed a couple of walks. A couple of walks and a hit. The Royals have committed 1 error behind him. And he has 4 strikeouts. Here comes the 2-1. And that is on the outside part of the plate, called strike 2. That one had a little late life from O'Hara there. I think he took a little bit off of that one. Either way, it came back in, caught the outside part of the plate. So here comes the 2-2 now. And that is a hardy ball to third. Sullivan up with it. And a throw across the diamond. And he is safe at first. As first base umpire Mike Richards is going to say McDonald pulled his foot off the bag. So that's going to be E5. Again, we did see during the infield, outfield before the game, Sullivan did have a couple of wild throws up to that side of the bag. And again, Walsh with some good speed down the line. Sullivan did have to rush it a little bit. And again, that throw just far enough out of McDonald's reset, it pulled him off the bag according to the first base umpire. So now runner at first, and McKay now is going to bunt. That one's down right in front of the plate. So that's going to be a sack. So Tyler McKay does the job. And that's going to be sack 2-3. McKay is retired. So for the first time in this ball game, the Ironmen have a runner in scoring position after an error and a sacrifice bunt. Logan Walsh was out at second, and Tyrell Hebert, who flew out to right field his first time, is at the dish. First real chance the Ironmen have had in this ball game. That is a curveball in there for strike one. And again, Hebert right back in. No signs from third base coach Kevin Bowes. That's a foul ball into the glove for strike two. So just like that. So 0-2 quickly. And that's a bounder to short. So Walsh is going on the play. Sullivan, and he's out. Oh, and a bang play at first. And Richards calls him out. I wonder if that's maybe a makeup call for earlier, because, again, that was bang. I mean, awful hard to judge from up here, but nonetheless, Hebert is retired 5-3. Walsh does move up to third, but now there's two out as Hebert finally resigns and heads back to the dugout. And we're going to what are we doing? Oh, the O'Hara's just letting the home plate umpire know he's going from the windup. So again, a couple of bang calls over at first in this inning. So the situation, Charlie Mollison at the dish. And two out. Logan Walsh is the runner over at third. And that hits Mollison. And that is a key moment here, because now that'll bring us back to the top of the order. So the Ironmen now have runners at the corners here with two out. And now, similar to the Ironmen in the top half of this inning, the Royals are going to talk this out, first and third situation. See if the Ironmen maybe get a little active on the base pass here to try and make something happen. Sorry, Sonny, we're not set up for a replay system, bud. That's part of the 2024 proposed budget. So McKay steps in now. He's 0 for 1, reached on an error and walked. Hits here with runners at the corners and two out. And that is in there for strike one, right on the inside corner. A spot that O'Hara has hit that spot impressively many times tonight to righties, right on that lower in corner. So it's 0-1 now. And that is a bounder to short. Este's going to go to second, and that's going to end the inning. Oh, and here we go. We're going to have a bit of a dust-up here. As, oh, boys. So Mollison slid hard into second, and now we're going to have to get the umpires out there to break this up. Again, we had a situation earlier in the game where somebody slid in hard on Dylan Lester, and there were some words. And I'm not sure who the first guy out of the dugout was, but it looked like Jamie Walls come barreling out of the dugout. We've got some heated moments. So we're going to have to see how the umpires work to clean this up. Again, I don't think there was anything wrong with the Mollison play. I mean, it was a close play at second. He slid in hard, no different than anybody else. He didn't break any of the sliding rules. And now here we got all kinds of John back and forth. Colby Lyle seems to be instigating on the Royals side. We have a few guys from the Ironman bench. We got all kinds of, either way, We've split it up here. We'll see if we get any ejections. Nonetheless, Molson is retired on a fielder's choice to end the inning. So we're going to go to the 6th of a nothing ball game. We'll be right back with any potential ejections or lineup changes here. All right, so we go to the wow, holy geez, folks. I'm not even sure how to describe what we just saw, but we're in the top of the 6th. I don't see any defensive changes for the Ironmen. So the score is still nothing after all of that. That is a slasher into center. McKay with a long run, and he's not going to get there, so that's going to be a base hit for Jordan McDonald. So, again, this has been an intense ball game pretty much the whole time. And now, after that, again, it had to go. I mean, it happened so fast. Molson, no doubt in my mind, that was a hard slide. But, again, I don't see, no, there was no breaking of any rules. I mean, again, you can go look it up at home, the requirements for what the slide rule is into second base. Charlie didn't break any of them. He slid to the bag. He didn't deviate his course. He was on the ground before the base. Again, we had a similar incident in the top of the first inning when the situation was reversed, which led to some words exchanged between a couple of the Ironman players and a couple of the Royals players. And again, it spills over in the bottom of the 5th. So we go back to the top of the 6th now. It's 1-0 here to Dennis. The runner McDonald over at first. So I'm sure that bottom of the 5th inning is going to be talked about with some league officials after this ball game and probably tomorrow. And we will see again. Both benches cleared. I'm sure there's going to be some discussion. And of course, if they use this broadcast as reference, please make sure you send the check in the mail. Swing by Dennis there. I mean, just being honest here. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Let's get back to baseball here because we have a heck of a ball game going. A scoreless one here in the top of the 6th. 2-1 is the count to Dennis. That is on the outside part of the plate, called strike 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes, the count here to Dennis. Again, McDonald over at first after a leadoff single. And that is a liner into center, and that's going to be a base hit as Dennis continues his hot series. So the first 2 men have reached here on singles in the 6th. So 2 on, nobody out here. And we will see again, the Royals have shown a unquestioned desire to play small ball. And we will see if they do it here with 2 on and nobody out in the 6th with Munn and then Nick Hoyt, the current and scheduled hitter. So here we go. Nobody out here in the top of the 6th. The Royals have their first 2 men on their 5th and 6th hits of the ball game. And Matt Munn steps in here. The Ironman fully expecting a bunt. And Munn doesn't square on the first pitch. Logan Walsh is a good 8 feet in front of first base. You can almost see him creeping into our zoomed in image. McKay's back just about on the edge of the grass. Again, probably expecting a wheel play here. And there's a swing and a miss by Munn at a changeup low and away. That evens the count at 1-1. The Royals have hit into a couple of double plays so far. Ironman would love to have a third one right here. And that is just inside for ball 2. And we start to see some movement happening down in the Ironman dugout here with some possible movement down towards the bullpen. That's outside for ball 3. And Jamie Walls, last night's starter for the Ironman, is heading down the line in a hurry to get warmed up here. And that's a swing and a miss, strike 2, so Leggett battles back to a full count here. So a full count, nobody out here to Munn. And that is fouled away as Munn stays alive. A nice at bat here from the Royals left fielder. I tell you what, I know I didn't get to see the game in Fredericton last night, but between the game one Monday night and this game tonight, I have been very impressed with the Royals' approach at the plate. They've been very patient waiting for their pitch, fouling off a lot of good pitches. And here comes another 3-2. And that is inside for ball 4. So that's going to load them up. And again, another good at bat from a Royals hitter. They have had a very solid approach in all 3 games of this series. Against Lester, Walls, and now against Leggett here tonight. Now, situation critical if you're the Ironman. Bases loaded, nobody out. Infield for the Royals, all in on the... Oh, we're going to get a time called here. And I think this is going to be... This is just a precautionary time, says Terry Leggett. Takes a slow walk out to the pitcher's mound here, giving Jamie Walls a chance to get loose. So in this situation, you have Hoyt up here who's 0 for 1 with a walk and a fly out to right field. You have Sullivan who's 1 for 2 with a strikeout. And you have Ryan who is 0 for 0 with 2 sack bunts. So Leggett's going to stay in the game here. Again, that's more of a diversionary tactic than anything else. And again, Hoyt has had a very impressive approach at the plate in the series, like a lot of these Royals hitters. Give credit where credit's due. And the Ironman here actually playing back in the middle. And that is inside for a ball. So McKay and Walsh are in on the corners, in on the grass. And Mawson and Lester up the middle are playing about even. And that's a looper into right field. And that is going to be a run. So the Royals have opened the scoring in this ball game as Nick Hoyt with an RBI single to right field. And it's 1-0. And now the bases remain loaded. And that's going to be it for Nick Leggett as Kevin Bowes quickly pops out of the dugout. And that's going to do it for Leggett. So he's going to leave here with the bases loaded. And Jamie Walls is going to make an appearance here on back-to-back days as Leggett leaves to a nice reception here from the Ironman fans. Again, he battled hard, but he has allowed a run here in the 6th and is responsible for 3 more. So we're going to take a break just here for a second, folks. As Jamie Walls comes in, we're going to give him a second to get warmed up, and we will reset the stage for you here. It's 1-0 in the top of the 6th inning. Nobody out, and the Royals have the bases loaded. So Walls throws a few warm-ups, and we're good to go. So here's the scene. Same as it was 20 seconds ago. The bases are loaded for the Royals. Nobody out. 1 run in on the Nick Hoyt RBI. Again, Hoyt has had a heck of a series. That is his 4th RBI. And Sullivan's going to bat here. Sullivan again, 1 for 2. 1 for 2 with a single as last time. And now that's a looper, first base side. And that is a caught ball in foul territory by Logan Walsh for the first out of the inning. So the bases will remain loaded. We're going to have a pinch hitter here as Derek Wilson is going to pinch hit for Jack Ryan here in the 9 spot. So Royals head coach Derek Wilson is going to pinch hit in a critical situation here. Again, Ryan in the game more so for his defense. He has a couple of sack bunts. This is not a sack bunt situation. So one of the greatest players in the history of the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League is going to step in a key moment here. The bases are loaded with 1 out. Ironmen have the infield in. This game's had a little bit of everything, and that is high for a ball. You name it, this game's had it, folks, and we're only in the top of the 6th inning. Here comes the pitch from Walls. And that is in the dirt for a ball. Now you have nowhere to put Wilson here. And again, we've said it several times tonight, you've got the top of the order looming with Adam Esty and Dan Bertrand. The next 2 scheduled hitters. If you want to get out of this inning, you need to get at least 1 right here. And again, Walls, who pitched 6 innings last night, that's down for a ball. It's 3-0. Walls threw 5 1/3 last night, allowed 7 earned runs. So I have to imagine he's got a lot of use on that right arm, and he's been called on in a key situation. Here's the 3-0, and that is a bases loaded walk. About the worst result you could have. So that's going to be a bases loaded walk to Derek Wilson. And now we're back to the top of the order for Adam Esty, and it's 2-0 Royals. And just like that, Garrick Hale is out of the dugout and down to the Ironman bullpen. And that is in the dirt. 5 straight balls here from Walls in a situation where you can't have them. The Royals have scored a ton of runs in the last couple innings of these first couple of games. The Ironmen need a big play, and they need it right now. Walls is going to step off here. So again, the Ironman infield remains in on the grass. Here comes the 1-0 to Esty. And that is outside for a ball. Throw down to third, and he is safe at third. Watkin trying to sneak one in behind Matt Munn down at third. But Munn able to get back in safely, and now it's 2-0 here to Esty. And that is a hard hit ball. That's a base hit into right field. That's going to score 1. Hoyt's going to get the wave. It's going to score 2. And the Royals have blown it open now. It's 4-0 as Adam Esty with a 2-run single. And now it's 4-zip. And still only 1 out. And still runners at first and second. Scrapping brings people to the stream, you know. And that is up and into Bertrand. Bertrand in the game is 1 for 3. Has reached on an error, has a single, and grounded out to second. And that is a base hit down the first baseline. Wilson is going to round third, and he is going to score. They're going to make a throw into second. He's going to be safe, and on the play, Esty's going to score. An ill-advised throw maybe to second there is going to allow the second run to score, and it's 6-0. Again, that ball was down the first baseline. And again, they did have a play on Bertrand at second, but on that throw, Esty was able to round third and score. And now that's going to get Kevin Bowes out of the dugout here. So back-to-back 2-run hits, a 2-run single by Adam Esty, and a 2-run double by Dan Bertrand, and it is 6-0 Royals. And that's going to do it for Jamie Walls. And we're going to get Garrick Hale coming in from the bullpen here. So we're going to take a break for a second. We're going to sort it all out. We're going to let Garrick Hale get warmed up. And we'll be right back. So Garrick Hale is in here. Garrick Hale made an appearance last night, was asked to clean up 2/3 of an inning down in Fredericton and allowed a run. So now with the situation, we have resolved Nick Leggett's line. Leggett will be charged with 3 runs total, as McDonald, Dennis, and Munn will go on his record. So he'll have 3 runs. And now Hale comes in here, down 6-0. Walls is still responsible for Bertrand out at second. So 3 of the 6 runs will go on his, and Hale says he's ready to rock and roll. We're going to have a quick chat, I think, just to go over the signs of runner at second. And Colby Lyle is going to step in here as the 9th Royals batter of the inning. Still only 1 out here in the top of the 6th. So still only 1 out here in the top of the 6th. The Royals have put 6 runs on the board. Bertrand is the runner out at second here. Again, this game has had a little bit of everything here in the first 5 and a bit. Still a long way to go. So Lyle steps in, so we're back in here. So Garrick Hale's going to face his first batter. He's got the sign, and here we go. And that is in there for strike 1. Garrick's got the sign, and that is in the dirt, and that's going to go all the way to the screen. That's going to move Bertrand up to third. So that's going to be a wild pitch, and now that will see what they do with the infield defense here, and they're going to bring the infield in right onto the grass. Again, down 6, can't allow any more. So 1-1's the count here to Lyle with 1 out, and the runner now at third. And that is down and in for ball 2. And again, you got to remember, folks, we have another game. Game 4 will go tomorrow night at 7:30 in Fredericton. Still some action left here. That's a grounder to second. Runner's going to break, and Mawson's going to run right at him here. So Bertrand's going to be caught up in a pickle, and they tag him out at third, and Lyle will move all the way up to second. So Bertrand is erased at home. Again, that's why you bring the infield in. So Lyle will move up to second base on a fielder's choice. There's 2 out now. So 2 out and a runner out at second. Jordan McDonald, who led off this inning with a first pitch single. He's going to get his 4th plate appearance of the night. He's 1 for 3 with a run scored. That ball is in the dirt and goes all the way to the screen, so that's going to help Lyle move up to third. So runner moves up to third there on ball 1 with 2 out. Again, McDonald led this inning off with a single to center, eventually came around to score the first run, and at this point, the decisive run in this ball game. And that is a grounder to second. Mawson up with it, flip to first. So that's going to end the damage, but what an inning it is for the Fredericton Royals as they send 10 men to the plate. They chase Nick Leggett. They score 6 runs, and we head to the bottom of the 6th inning, and that's exactly what the score is. It is the Fredericton Royals 6, your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen no score. Dylan Lester, Jeff Watkin, and Nick Leggett, the scheduled hitters. So we go to the bottom of the 6th inning here, and the mission is simple. You need base runners. You need some runs. Royals in the driver's seat here, up 6-0. After a bit of a fracas to end the 5th. They come in and drop a 6th spot in the top of the 6th. O'Hara, let's not change the narrative from there, is only allowed a hit through 5 innings. So here's Lester to lead off the 6th, and that is outside for ball 1. Lester's 0 for 2 with a flyout and a strikeout. The Ironmen only with 8 hits in the first 2 games compared to the Royals 18. That number is 9-1 tonight. Lester with a grounder to short. Esty up with it. And a strong throw, and he's able to get him. McDonald lost contact with the base, but he got it back. So a nice play by McDonald over at first. So that's a 6-3. Again, McDonald had to stretch for that one. A bit of a high throw from Esty, but a nice play by McDonald as he did come disengaged with the base and then was able to get it back. So that'll bring Watkin up here, who's 1 for 2 with a single and a ground out back to the pitchers last time. As the Royals looking to hang on to this 6-0 lead to take a commanding 3-0 lead in the series. And that would give them a chance. If this score holds, the Royals will be able to close it out at Royals Field tomorrow night. Again, 7:30 start over on Baseball Hill. For those of you watching, the Royals do not broadcast, but you can follow the inning-by-inning action over on the Royals Twitter account. It's twitter.com/FredRoyals. So if you'd like to keep on top of the action, you can check it out over on the Twitter machine. And that is a called strike. So runs the count to 1-1. We want to thank everybody who's out there watching in Facebook and YouTube land tonight. Thank you so much. We'd also like to thank our sponsor for the stream, O'Donoghue's, and our broadcast folks here at Elitecast Media for bringing you all the sights and sounds. That is a foul ball over in front of the Royals bench. So that's going to run it to 1-2 now. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Watkins at the dish. Again, Watkins has the only hit for the Ironmen, and it was in the top of the first or bottom of the first inning. O'Hara has not allowed a hit since 2 out in the first. And that is outside for a ball. So if you're not already following the Fred Royals Twitter, make sure you go again, give it a follow. They have a nice, clean format they post. I happened to follow it myself last night as I was unable to make the trip, so they'll be your source for Game 4 action. And there's a swing and a miss, strike 3 by Watkin. 5th strikeout of the game for O'Hara. Again, you cannot take any credit away. The Royals have had 3 good games at the plate, but Lyle, Dennis, and O'Hara have been, for lack of a better word, they've been phenomenal in their 3 starts in this series. And Leggett hits that one deep to right field. That's going to bounce off the wall. Going to have a bit of a runaround out there, and Leggett's going to have a double. So just like that, as I'm out here talking them up, Nick Leggett hits a double to right field for the Ironmen's 2nd hit of the ball game. And now the Ironmen have a runner out at second here with 1 out, and it's going to be Jake Cook. Cook has grounded out and lined out. So again, he's going to bat here with a runner in scoring position out at second and 2 out. 2 out in the inning. And there's a big swing from Cook for strike 1. There's a swing and a miss for strike 2. O'Hara has had pretty good movement on that 2-seam fastball. He spotted it quite well. And again, anytime he has gotten into a little bit of trouble with a walk or a couple of the errors that have been made behind him, he's been able to get out of it. And that is a hard hit ball to second. Takes a big skip for Lyle, and he's able to make the play, so that's going to end the inning. So they do get a runner as far as second. But again, O'Hara able to get out of it with no damage. So 6 complete innings in the books. We're going to go to the 7th. It is the Fredericton Royals 6. Your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen. No score. We'd like to thank our season-long sponsor, O'Donoghue's Irish Pub. And they're very happy to announce that starting next weekend, September 30th, they'll be open for brunch from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. every Saturday and Sunday. What better place to grab brunch with some friends than one of Miramichi's finest establishments? Now also open on Mondays from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. in addition to their regular hours. For more information, make sure you check out their Facebook page. O'Donoghue's, welcome to your pub. So we're going to go to the 7th here as Hale is quick to get out there and warm up. And so we're Hale out 1-1 pitch. Shades of Jason Jarvis from a few years ago with his one sidearm slung warm-up pitch, and then down to second we went. So we're waiting for the Royals hitters to get their stuff on here. It's going to be Josh Dennis here to lead it off. Talk about a guy that's had a series. Josh Dennis, he's got 2 more hits tonight. He's 2 for 3 with 2 singles and a run scored. And he's going to lead off the 7th. It'll be Dennis, Munn, and Hoyt. And that is a hard hit ball high and deep to right field. And that one is out of here. Josh Dennis does what he did here the other night. Go deep to right field. So a solo home run to lead off the 7th. And it's 7-0. So Matt Munn's going to step in now. And that is a hard hit ball. But that one's going to be just a medium left. And Cook able to make the play. So Hoyt's going to step in here with 1 out now after the Munn fly out. Hoyt had a RBI single his last time, as he broke the deadlock with a RBI single into right field to drive in McDonald for the first run of the ballgame. My, how 25 minutes can change, because we're sitting here now 7-0 in the top of the 7th. That is a hard hit ball to short. And Lester's going to let it go right through the wickets. That'll be E6. And Hoyt's going to be on here now with 1 out. Again, a hard hit ball took Lester up the middle and just took a little bit of a low skip there through the wickets. So Hoyt's over at first now, and that's going to bring Sullivan up, who was 1 for 3 with a single. Singled earlier in the game and then was erased at third base on a heads-up play by Charlie Mawson back in the 5th. That kept him from advancing to third. That was a very big play at the time. First pitch from Hale in there for a strike. One on one's a count here. That is high for a ball. So again, with the rain out in Charlottetown tonight, that schedule will be impacted. We would assume that that game will be rescheduled for tomorrow in Charlottetown, 8 o'clock start. That's a grounder to short, and that one takes a bad hop. And that is going to take a double play and turn it into runners on the corners with 1 out. And again, I don't think you can fault Lester on that one, as that one took a nasty hop towards him. So a tailor-made double play ball takes a bad hop, and now it's runners at the corners. And yes, rightfully so, downstairs they give him a single on that one. So again, you're going to have Royals or Islanders, Fisher Cats tomorrow night, 8 p.m. And again, that game will be in Charlottetown, so the Islanders will have the broadcast on their Facebook page. And here's Wilson, and Wilson lines that one into left field. And that's going to be an RBI single for Derek Wilson. Something you could have said now, I believe, in 4 different decades. And now we're going to get some activity here as so again, tensions high here as the Derek Wilson single makes it 8-0. And that'll bring it back to the top of the order here in Adam Estey. And again, I have to say, the umpires have done a pretty bad job of keeping control of this ball game. Ever since the incident at second base, there's been some jawing back and forth. The home plate umpire has done virtually nothing to try to curtail any of it. I think we've reached the point where somebody might have to get the heave-ho here to try to send a message. So that we don't have any sort of incident here in the last inning or half an inning. And that ball is hit high and deep to right field. And Esti's going to watch that one go, as that one is way out of here to right field, and that's going to make it 11-0. And you could hear a pin drop here at Ironman Field. And again, Esti, if you're watching the broadcast, took a long look at that one. And I have to say rightfully so, because he hit that one a ton to right field. So their fifth run of the inning and their second home run. And it's 11-0, and Bertrand's going to step in here. That is a curveball in there for a strike. I'm hopeful that cooler heads are going to prevail here through the last 5 outs of this ball game. And that one inside, and it definitely hit his elbow pad. I mean, we could hear that up here.
Here, stop it. I got that.
So 1-1's the count here. And that is on the outside part of the plate for a strike. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, I'm not sure how that wasn't called a hit by pitch. We heard it hit his elbow pad up here in the press box. But either way, we're still in, and that is a base hit. No, dying little quail out there. It looked like it was going to be in the center field for a base hit. And it took a left-hand turn right into the glove of Dylan Lester for an L6 in the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up Colby Lyle. Lyle has been one of the more vocal Royals tonight, has gotten his guys fired up here. And the fruits of that labor has been shown on the scoreboard here in the last 2 innings. And that one is in there for strike 1. As Lyle was backing out on the pitch, maybe expecting a little funny business there. And that is a liner. Oh, and that one gets past Charlie Molson. Heck of an effort out there from Charlie. But that's going to get by him, so that's going to be a base hit for Lyle. Another hard hit ball. It's going to be Lyle's second hit of the ball game, as now he's 2 for 5. And for the second consecutive inning, the Royals are going to send their entire lineup to the plate now that Jordan McDonald is up here. He will be the 9th batter. 2 out here. Lyle is the runner over at first. I will say the one thing we're probably thankful for tonight is there'll be no handshakes at the end of the game. I don't know if we have enough bouncers in the ballpark to maybe handle that one. I think tensions are quite high here at the moment. That ball is in the dirt inside. Nice pick by Watkin. So Hale comes set now. And that is a fly ball to left field. That's going to be towards Cook. And he makes the play, and that's going to end the inning. So the Royals send their entire lineup to the plate yet again. They put 5 more runs on the board. And we're going to go to the bottom of the 7th here at Ironman Field. It is the Fredericton Royals 11 and your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen. No score. So we're going to go to the bottom of the 7th inning here. Last chance for the Ironmen. And they're going to need to pull one out of the hat here. And Logan Walsh is going to get the opportunity to set the table here as the Ironmen come to the plate here in the bottom of the 7th. Down 11. Walsh, as 0 for 2 in the game, has struck out and reached on an error his last time. So Zach O'Hara back out here to finish what he started. Has allowed a couple hits in the ball game, and that is a fly ball to left field. Munn tracking it and comes in and makes the, oh, that's Wilson out there in left field actually, as I think Munn moved over to right field. Awful hard to see from way in here, but either way, it's an F7 and out number 1. So yeah, O'Hara has scattered a couple hits. His team has made a couple errors behind him. He has 5 strikeouts up until this point. He has been able to replicate what Colby Lyle did in Game 1 and Josh Dennis did in Game 2 last night. Keep the Ironman hitters at bay. The Ironmen only have 10 hits in the entire series up until this point. Here's McKay. That is on the outside part of the plate for a strike. McKay's 0 for 1 officially in the game. Had a sac bunt last time up. Was out 2-3. That's on the just off the outside part of the plate for ball 1. Again, we want to thank everybody watching out there in Facebook and YouTube land. Game 4 will be tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. start from Baseball Hill in Fredericton. And that is on the outside part of the plate now for strike 2. So that'll be 1 ball, 2 strikes. And again, the Royals don't have a streaming service, but you can follow along the game on the Fred Royals Twitter account, @FredRoyals. They update after every half inning. And that is down for a ball. So that runs it to 2-2 now. Tyrell Bear is next for the Ironman in the on-deck circle. And that is fouled back in under the hands. McKay able to fight that one off. Keep it at 2-2. And that is a pop-up in the infield. O'Hara calling for it and makes the play himself. He can do it all, folks. Pop out to the pitcher. And the Ironmen are down to their last out here. And it'll be Tyrell Hebert, who was 0 for 2 in the ball game, has flown out and grounded out his last time. He's going to try to keep the game alive. 2 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And that is well outside for ball 1. And that is a little down. Maybe able to take that one and gets himself into a good count here, 2-0. That is in the dirt. Ball 3. So 3-0 here to Hebert. And that is right down Main Street. Hebert taking all the way there. It'll be 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike here. O'Hara's quickly set. And that one's fouled back here, and the Ironmen are down to their last strike. As Hebert has run it full here, 3 balls and 2 strikes. As O'Hara tries to finish it off. And that is a number back past the pitcher's mound. Esty charges, and he's unable to make the play. It was going to be a tough play either way, but I will say Esty's had a bit of a rough night with the glove. He's had a couple that have bounced in and out. That was going to be a tough play because Hebert, for being 6'7", gets down the line quite quickly. That's going to be scored a single. So it'll keep the game going here for Charlie Maulson, who is 0 for 1. He has struck out and has been hit by a pitch. No holding Hebert on over at first base here. And that is in there for strike 1. So Mawson trying to keep the game going here and get it back to the top of the order for Mike McKay. Hebert's going to take a big jump off of first. He's going to stay at first. Again, no sense in putting yourself into a bad situation where you might get hurt or worse. He's just going to hang out over there with his big lead. Big swing from Mawson there. That's going to run it to 1-2, and once again, the Ironmen are down to their final strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Mawson. And that is fouled. Hoyt unable to hang on to it. Foul tip back into the glove there. Hoyt unable to keep the squeeze. So 1-2 remains the count. O'Hara's got the sign again. And swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's the ball game. What a performance from Zach O'Hara, who goes the distance, allows 3 hits, a walk, a hit by pitch, and no runs. And the Fred Royals bats come alive in the 6th and 7th inning as they put up 11 runs in the final 2. Zach O'Hara picks up the win. Nick Leggett will be saddled with the loss. And now the Big Red Machine has their backs against the wall as the Fredericton Royals take a commanding 3-0 series lead. Again, they will have a chance to close it out at home tomorrow night on Baseball Hill, 7:30 p.m. start. And again, you can also catch Game 3 of the Moncton Fisher Cats Charlottetown Islanders series tomorrow night at 8 p.m. with live broadcasting on the Charlottetown Islanders Facebook page. That series is tied 1-1. I'd like to take a quick opportunity again. Want to thank our season-long sponsor, O'Donoghue's Irish Pub. Go on down and check them out. Starting next weekend, they'll be open for brunch on Saturdays and Sundays from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Tell them Chris sent you. It won't get you a discount, but makes me look good. So go on down and check out O'Donoghue's Irish Pub. I'd also like to thank Elitecast Media for bringing you the sights and sounds of Ironman baseball all summer long here. So on behalf of myself, Chris Jardine, the final score in Game 3 here from Ironman Field is the Fredericton Royals 11. Your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen, no score.